everyone, and welcome back to Marilyn's Podcast, Self-Love, a Conversation. And I am back with a special guest, you guys. I know that I haven't, I missed a week again, but you know what, guys? I have so many things going on. God has been really good, and I'm transitioning into different things, and I'm really excited about it. That's why I just jumped in. But let me say hello to those in the Virgin Islands, those in Africa, Asia, Canada, what's up? And also the United States. And of course, in the Bay Area. I'm from San Jose, California, and I love the Bay Area, and I'm here. And I say welcome to all those that are listening, that continue to listen to me, and that are just enjoying my podcast or just passing through. So thank you all for just joining me, listening to me whenever I come on. I truly appreciate it. And as I told you during the last podcast, that I will only be recording a few more podcasts, which will be 3 more after today, on the series of Rejection.
Imagine having the power to choose what data is collected and get paid for it. Amazing, right? Presenting Tapestry, an app made with a purpose. It's your data, you should get paid for it. As a Tapestry user, you get paid for the anonymous events your phone creates as you go about your day, without giving the app access to any other data. With Tapestry, it's your data and your decision. But wait, there's more. You can also earn by referring friends. Your Tapestry network grows quickly as your friends invite friends and everyone gets paid. Plus, you earn more for referring. And they can too. An app that makes earning simple and prioritizes your privacy by keeping you anonymous? That's Tapestry, the app that gets better with every tap.
I wanted to finish out rejection, because I know that that is something that a lot of people deal with. And I always deal with a subject that I myself have gone through. So, you know, like I said, the first series was about acceptance. Second series was about truth. We just finished up boundaries, and now we're talking about rejection. And thank God that he don't never reject us. But people may reject us. But when we have strength in God, we don't worry about what other people think. And that's where I have gotten in my life, is that I don't worry about what other people think about me anymore. Because there was times that I felt rejection in multiple ways, even in relationship. But God has sustained me and helped me and strengthened me to keep moving forward and not to worry about anything else, because he continues to strengthen me, to motivate me in his word, you know, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. And I tell you, guys, that scripture is so powerful, because God has been directing my steps in so many different ways. And that this one topic, rejection, that we're going to talk about, but we're going to kind of flip it, right? We're going to flip it in a different way, because I also want to educate people about some things that I know that is very powerful for our lives, and that sometimes we don't want. We dismiss it. We refuse it, because we want to live in the now. We want to do things like, I want to go place. I want to do this or that. But we don't want to really focus on our lives, ourselves, investing in ourselves, and doing things that we should do for ourselves and family. So I do have a special guest, y'all. And it is a friend of mine. And I love to invite friends, because I know that they're doing powerful things for our community. They're elevating and empowering people. And they also love the Lord. That's the one thing that I want to highlight. They love Jesus. They love him, and they live for God and do the work that needs to be done in different ways, right? We're one body with many parts, and God has us in the marketplace, and in the church. So I want to welcome a good friend of mine. Him and his wife are good friends of mine. I love them both. And throughout the years, they've helped me, my grandmother, my children, and friends. And his name is Adam Price. Adam Price. And I can say multiple things. I'm going to let him share the things that he does, because I think him doing that, he can do it better. I can tell you that he's helped me with life insurance, mutual funds, in many different areas. So I'm going to introduce Adam Price. Welcome, Adam Price, to my podcast.
There we go. Well, thank you, Marilyn, for that introduction. And yes, you are right. We do love the Lord. And, he's the foremost. It's God, family, occupation, recreation for me. And that's how it works out. But just a little bit of my background. I was way back in the day, I was a business banker, left that, became a notary, and then just kind of almost fell into financial advising. It was seeked me out. It was just one of those things I never thought I would do. It was something that, just came into my lap, and I embraced it. And here we are 20 years later. And like you said, one of our things that we do is life insurance, but we also, do investments and mortgages and things like that. And then I'm also a business performance advisor. So I help a lot of medium and small sized businesses to get ahead and manage their most important asset, which is their people, and show them how to, really streamline their business so it's more profitable per employee, and make sure that they're, so which that takes up a full scale of things. So, I look at myself as a full circle advisor, and when it comes to the area of rejection, there's a lot of it, at least in different forms. But, when you're in a position that I do, not everybody agrees with what you show them. And I look at it as an aspect that they're not rejecting me. They're rejecting the idea that I presented, or they rejected the topic that we were talking about. And so, you never really take it personal, and what we do on a daily life, and really no matter what you do, you got to have a short memory. If you want to do anything, you got to have that short memory. And, we call it fish wrappers, and anything that happened, it's yesterday's news, fish wrappers, you throw it out. But also at the same time, if you don't ever want to succeed or have what the Lord says we're going to have in abundance and things like that, then you just don't do anything, and then you won't be ridiculed, you won't be talked about or rejected. It's when you do things and go and reach out of that comfort zone and things like that is when that door opens, and it's just something that you have to go through and get a thick skin to. And I tell people, don't the best way I can describe it is don't at all try to veer away from that difficult part of that rejection, because it's through that makes you stronger. A lot of people pray for, oh man, I wish my troubles would go away, or I wish that person would listen to me, or I wish that things were easier, instead of just praying for the strength and the knowledge and the wisdom to get through it, and versus eradicating it. And so that's kind of how I look at that rejection piece.
Yes. Sometimes when we do not value our lives in making these choices, it ends up, I'm just going to put it out there, it ends up on Facebook for a fundraiser,
car washes,
all those things. And I was, talking about the life insurance. I had purchased life insurance in my 20s. Mm-hmm. I was very young. I had my first son, and I grew up knowing about life insurance because the insurance man used to come to the door.
Right, back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day. But I did not learn about investing in, financial mutual funds until I met you. I didn't know anything about investing in financially in anything. And I think I'm continuing to learn about investments. And I'm grateful for it. And then to have people like you around to help us with our finances is a powerful thing. So I know you say you did banking, right?
Oh yeah, years ago, yeah.
And then you transitioned.
Yeah, years ago, I was in banking.
Okay.
Yeah, I was with Wells Fargo for years as a small business banker. Yeah, and I left there because I just wasn't able to do what I want to do, which is really truly help people. They kind of frowned on it. Asked up somebody, they're like, "Hey, that's not what we do. We sell them products." And I'm like, "Okay, that's not what I'm here to do." And so that's when, shortly after, I started with our firm, PFS Investments, and so and then shortly after I met you. So it's been a ride. We're seeing your kids grow up, and then also now we're helping them, and so it's generational. My son's also got his license to become a advisor as well, and so I'll be passing my business on to him, and it keeps going. Because that's the one thing about what we do. Money never gets old. It never gets out of style. And it works 24/7. So I help people to manage that, and like you said, the life insurance portion of it is the foundation of that financial plan. Nobody likes to talk about that, but it's reality. You think about it, click, you're gone. What does it look like if your income is gone? We can't replace you as a mom or dad or brother or sister or father or a mother, but we can replace what you brought to the table, which helps to take care of everything. And so if your income is gone and your expenses are $5,000 a month and you take care of $3,000 of that, and now that's gone, then your family's in a world of hurt. And we just want to make sure that families are bulletproof and that they have the right type of insurance that's in their budget and that makes sense for them. And that's the key thing in what we do.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. I know you're going in and out a little bit. So those that are listening, I'm hoping that you can fully hear what he's saying. But you did go a little bit in and out. But one thing I do want to share is that it's good to build relationships with people when you're doing that. And I appreciate how we build. It's not always a sale thing, but you're like, okay, I want to make sure you good. Like you want to go over some things again because I want to make sure that you're in the right spot. And so I think building relationships is a very powerful thing when you meet people. And that's the good part. I love to have relationships with people that I'm working with, or they have, not sold me anything, but helped me to benefit in my life. That's what I'll say. Help me to benefit in my life. And I think that's very powerful because that's what we need. Like I said, the insurance people used to come to the door and be like, hi, but my grandmother built relationship with them. So they came and they sat and they talked, even though they're collecting, they might, here's some water. How you been? Oh, I've been good. And I'm so glad to see you. So they have some type of relationship, and we're missing that. A lot of that, people hustle and bustle. I don't, but I think it's very valuable because then you have access to ask those necessary questions that you need when building your financial portfolio.
Right. Exactly. Well, and it goes to even our culture, back in the day, we had people, I'm going to talk to my people and I'll get back to you, and again, that was a face-to-face conversation. And sometimes you would barter that. You wouldn't actually, it wouldn't be a transactional thing. It's just, hey, I know how to do this. You know how to do that. I'll do this for you, I'll do that. And that's how that relationship came, because you had a network of people that you can trade services with. And unfortunately, COVID's kind of put a kibosh on a lot of that interconnection, because we just weren't able to do that for a while. But as you know, I'm always constantly working on my network, and I tell my clients, hey, just call me, even though it has nothing to do with finances. Maybe it's something that has to do with your car or your plumbing or your roof or something like that. I have so many clients that I deal with that I'll have probably a referral for you, or at least I can ask some questions for you and point you in the right direction, things like that. And that's where, you become more than just, like I said, transactional. You're a valued, community service, to the people that you serve, and again, going back to that rejection theme that you're talking about, people will quit on a boss or quit on an acquaintance, but they won't quit on a friend, and if you look at, and that's the way I always look at it, when I'm sitting down in front of someone, I look at them as, hey, this is my uncle or aunt or my cousin, how would I treat them and how would I want them, to get these services and things like that. And when I keep that in the forefront, then I don't ever worry about, am I doing the right thing? Because it's just not even a question that's going to happen. And I just ask them at the end, okay, if you really valued what I did for you, then who do you love and care about? I need to have the same experience I just gave you. And usually they go, oh yeah, well, hey, my uncle this and my cousin that, and my friend this. And again, we grow that network,
There's this one scripture that I value quite a bit, and I'm going to read it from the CSB. It says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his grandchildren, but the sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. So we want to be smart in our finances. And I'm learning. I'm continue to learn because being a good steward is very powerful. And I continue. There are things that I had to take care of to start completely over. And it's okay to start over. It's okay. It's okay. I know how to start over and just continue to move forward. So, those of you who are listening in, I really want you to be able to get information to help you to grow in your finances, in your inheritance that you want to leave for generation to generation. We don't want to continue to not have enough for the next generation. And they're waiting for, you to pass away to have a little bit of cash left over. That's not going to work. Thank God for life insurance, because my grandmother taught me, and she left it, left some things that we were able to keep and cherish that would grow, so I'm so grateful to that. And so, is there anything you want to share with the people? I know, I don't like to be long, but I know that you also have another event that's coming. So I do appreciate your time and coming to share with people, and then just tell them how they're able to reach you and know a little bit more about what you do, or just how to reach you.
Sure. Yeah. Well, very smart. I mean, you can look me up on, actually Google, just put Adam Price and I'll probably come up. My office is on, Baskin Avenue. But my direct phone number, and I give every client I have my direct cell phone number, and that's 408-661-0795. And so, and like I said, I take appointments as early as 8 a.m. all the way up to about 8:30 at night. Again, I'm making sure that I'm there, available for my clients. And that's, again, personal or business. So if you're a business owner and you want to, maybe just reduce down some costs on things, look at, lowering your workman's comp, all that stuff, I do, and I go through that, and I go through an analysis to do it. And the key thing, and what I've been able to do for most of my career, if not all of it, is that, my advice and my time is free $99. I don't charge for my time or advice. Now, of course, there's fees with the services that you might have to implement, but you'll never get an invoice of me for the 2 hours or half hour that we spent. And again, it's ongoing. It's not a one type set it, forget it. I meet with my clients, usually on at least an annual basis, to make sure that, like Marilyn said, that they're okay, that they have questions. Things happen. Life gets in the way. We have all good intentions and plans, and sometimes they get thrown out the door and we got to restart back. And sometimes that, that setback is just, a position to be able to rebound and take a better foot forward, And so, and then also you can get a hold of me, AdamP26@gmail. That's my personal Gmail as well. I usually don't check my corporate too much. Usually it's corporate that's sending me stuff there. So I usually have my clients just call, get a hold of me on my personal stuff. And so, yeah, we can do things by Zoom. We can do face to face. So either way, I'm good with either. And again, the consultations that I do, they're complimentary. We don't charge for them. I mean, I deal with mainly middle income folks, regular folks like you and I, and we're not going to pay $500 to $1,000 for a plan. That just doesn't compute. They're like, I ain't going to pay you to, tell me I'm broke and what I got to do. No, I ain't going to do that. So yeah, we put a plan together and we follow the plan. And then again, you start getting that traction and so forth. But like Marilyn said, life insurance is the base of that. And we go into investment saving, get out of debt. If you want to be a homeowner, we can do that too. So yeah, that's Adam Price.
One-stop shop. He also helps small businesses, y'all.
Definitely.
I don't know if you caught that. He was talking about workman's comp for your small business. And so, reach out to Adam, 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 like Adam and Eve, the name Adam. Adam Price, PRICE. You guys reach out to him for any information or any information you would like to know. He's very educated in this field, and I'm very honored for him to be here. And I'm just, y'all, this is the end of the show. I don't stay long. I want to get in, give you the information, have a conversation, and make sure that you guys get educated in some areas that will be beneficial, or just to help empower you as we continue to move forward. 99 and a half won't do. There's that song, 99 and a half won't do. We got to push to 100. And God has called us to a greater purpose during this day and time, so that we must continue this race. I pray that you guys are all well. Don't forget to reach out to me, Marilyn Randolph at MarilynRandolph.com. You can visit my website, MarilynRandolph.com. Hey, Marilyn Randolph is all over. I say it a lot. And I know that God is just activating my name in the atmosphere. So, but I look forward to continuing to for these last few podcasts that I have left. And you guys be on the lookout. I will have my online course launching. It's called Become an Author. It's on Thinkific. I will be sharing it on my social medias. So if you guys are interested, because I get calls all the time, people saying they want to write a book, and then they just disappear. So now, because if you want my personal time, it's going to cost, period. But if you would like to go to my course, it's online and you can go through it at your pace, and I go step by step. So I will share that on my social medias, on my website. So be on the lookout for that, because it will be launching this week. Okay, it will be launching this week. And also my self-care products will also be coming out. So look out for the look, I'm tongue-tied. Malaya's Essentials will be launching soon. Y'all, I'm always at it. I'm always doing something, moving forward in every area that God has called me. And I just love to create. Whatever God put my hands to do, I'm going to do it, because that's just what I do. Setting myself up for generational wealth. So you guys be well. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you the next podcast. Be well. God bless you. And I look forward to talking to you again. Bye.